I have really been struggling over the last couple days to find a playable warrior deck, and I still haven't succeeded, but this one's gotten kinda close to being decent. The major problem is that I just can't seem to beat Warlock, despite playing quite a few Whirlwind effects and other AoE. Shout out to Vile Library for being one of the most poorly designed cards ever. But this is basically a slower warrior deck that's trying to take advantage of the self-damage stuff warrior got in the new expansion, particularly Anima Extractor, which says whenever a friendly minion takes damage, you give a random minion in your hand +1/+1. So of course we have a lot of whirlwind effects to support that. Warrior's Location kind of supports it, but more so it supports our draw engine with Acolyte of Pain and Whelp Bonker. Most of the minions in this deck try to leverage their Anima Extractor buffs to damage the opponent. We've got Crazed Wretches, which, while damaged, have charge. Galvangar is a big charge minion. Grom is a big charge minion. I'm even playing Trench Stalker as kind of a charge minion. And we got a couple new pretty good charge minions with Decimator Olgra and Remornia Living Blade, which doesn't have charge, but when it turns into a weapon, it basically has charge, and it does keep its buffs. So yeah, we kinda look like a control deck, but we are actually trying to kill the opponent. Been seeing a lot of mage this evening, which is unfortunate because I don't think it's a great matchup for me. I do like all this card draw though. Forged in Flame isn't really playable until like turn 5. It's probably not a keep.
I see you've brought guests.
Probably just chill until turn 4 with this hand. Well, I do love a good From the Depths. I mean, it's gotta just be Anima Extractor, right? As tempting as the Acolyte of Pain is.
Insanity is no excuse for bad manners.
Took my conditioning, which is a bummer for sure. This has been a very passive game so far. Well, I certainly would like to use my weapon to draw a card off one of these. An Ice Blood Garrison. Let's just get a good handful of buffs here. Okay, all 3 buffs on the same wretch is nice. That seems like a Deathborn. But hey, that means I'm getting a lot more buffs. Some big wretches. Could use Riot to activate my wretches here. And then I would get to push, what, 6 + 9, 15? Could also just go, like, Whirlwind Pass here and kill all these skeletons. And then maybe these pose more of a threat. I mean, they are just pretty big. Let's just chill for a turn.
A smidge of this, a pinch of that.
You can't stop this snowstorm.
Pretty big board they've got over there. Would they have taken a deep breath against my deck? Maybe. I could see any of these being pretty likely, honestly. I bet they took Counterspell.
Yes, that's the one.
Galvangar is ready. So what? This is 9 plus 6 is 15 plus 9 is 24. Got a Frozen Touch as well. Alright, push a bunch of damage and set up a counterspell. I assume my board is getting cleared here, but they do actually have to put a little bit of effort into it. If they're playing their counterspell here, I can deal with it pretty easily with just like an execute or a man the cannons. Oh, you're just freezing my dudes, huh? That's fair, that's fair. Let's get this one countered, I think. Then we can shoot there. Not really certain that that execute is worth playing. But there's not a whole lot to execute. Unfortunately, my wretches are getting frozen again. But if I can just pick up like any of my big cards, that should be enough for me to close out the game alongside Galvangar.
The wails of these cowards chill me.
You can't stop this snowstorm.
They're definitely starting to pump out damage. I don't think their Mordresh can really be that close, though. So I probably don't have to worry too much. I did pick up an Anima Extractor, which can buff my Galvangar for a couple of points. I don't think this one counts as taking damage, but the other two will. And then this hits for 11, meaning that double Frozen Touch will be lethal. Of course, they can have Magister Dawngrasp, which not only gains armor, it upgrades their hero power, but I don't know if they'd be able to deal with... I guess they would be able to deal with my board because this 1/1 can just freeze Galvangar for a turn.
I can take them. Wait, not all of them.
Shame I don't have a minion in hand for the Anima Extractor here.
I can take them. Wait, not all of them.
They do know that I have Frozen Touch, so they have to know they're dead here. Get frozen.
Magni versus
Got ourselves a Druid.
Round is in session.
For Cosmodon!
Conditioning is good. I don't know if it's a keep. From the Depths certainly is. Conditioning is probably pretty good. Double conditioning. Definitely pretty spooky. Looks like we're passing again, but next turn we can bonk, and then we can From the Depths. And then maybe we'll be able to play double conditioning on 5, but currently my hand is not very minion heavy, so that doesn't look super likely. Oh, good draw, good draw. Even if it doesn't kill anything, it draws with Forged in Flame.
All it takes is love, care, and death.
And hey, sometimes it does draw something. Let's go ahead and play From the Depths. I don't love these, but Galvangar is decent. 8 cards in hand. What if I just Forged in Flame? Is that ridiculous? It would possibly make me overdraw if they bonk my bonker. I don't think it's that easy for them to bonk my bonker, though. Definitely don't know if this is correct. Also, my Galvangar needs some work. I've only gained 2 armor. Pretty good set of cards to conditioning, though. I might just go double conditioning and throw down a Wretch.
The Seed Lord be its own treasure.
Alright, I will be overdrawing. Hey, that's another good conditioner. That's a fine overdraw. Obviously playing this with charge is good, but 2 mana 5/8's pretty good as well. This is not quite good enough. Oh, they're just gonna let me play, or they're gonna let me hit with my 7/1, huh? Well, I think this is a Remornia, right? Could be like Acolyte Riot. I think the Remornia just looks really good, though. And then I suppose we're looking at turn 9 Grom Whirlwind, which is 14 damage. The Whirlwind looks pretty appealing here, though, I will say. I do play plenty of activators for Grom. I probably don't need to worry too much about having one for it. Let's just go ahead and Acolyte Whirlwind here. Can use Remornia to kill this whelp. What if I play another Acolyte and another Whirlwind? Or maybe I just play a 7/8 Prince Renathal. That's probably the play. This Remornia has been disgusting, by the way. It's killed 3 minions, and it's going to deal 24 damage. And probably kill another minion. Actually, it's probably not going to kill another minion, because my opponent's going to be dead to Remornia plus Grom next turn. Oh no, I've been devoured. right.
For the sire. Magni versus the Thunder King.
I am the slayer of kings and gods. For Cosmodon!
A nice extractor plus a bonker. I was thinking about curving out with them, but maybe with conditioning I hold on to them. Either way, we're passing turn 1.
Frost bites sharper than fang.
Let's just hero power pass for now. Excellent, excellent draw.
More bones to gnaw on.
That's very fun. Okay, the execute is actually pretty good. Do I want to just play Man the Cannon's execute here? Really don't want to take 9 damage. Kind of only 7 damage since I had to miss a hero power to do that. But I don't want to take 7 damage either. Kill the scary one, then we're going to play conditioning. And we're going to throw down a bonker. And if they're not careful, I'm going to bonk this. I do have Armorsmith, Extractor, Riot next turn. I don't love that the buffs would be split between Grom and this Prince Renethal. But it might still be pretty good. And it does look like my bonker is going to draw 2 here, which is great.
Owning my beautiful kill.
They could trade this in to prevent me from drawing 2. Or prevent me from drawing one of the 2, I should say. They did find that play. I don't know if it was right, but it made sense. Let's just drop a riot here. Oh, that's 2 on Grom? That's 3 buffs all on Grom. So Grom does 15 damage when active now. Well, that's not cool. But it did take their whole turn, and I can't execute this. Actually, what if I don't execute it? What if I just hit them in their dumb fucking face with it? I'd push 22 damage here. I also would be taking 26 damage from Mutanus. But you know, what's 26 damage? My Grom still got its damage in. Let's go. Actually, if they don't do something, I just kill them with weapon plus hero power next turn. Snowfall Guardian doesn't stop that. And I could even Whirlwind execute a taunt. I guess they're just going to evolve the Mutanus, but that's not too bad for me. This has to kill a minion, right? Oh, after it attacks a minion, sure. Well, in that case, maybe I just 2-mana draw 5 here. Annoying. Alright, is it draw 5 time? I think it's draw 5 time, because if they suck, I have Finley. Could push 9, they'd be at 6, but how on earth do I deal 6? From the depths for my Finley. There's a Crazed Wretch, but it doesn't do much. Hurry up, Finley. Alright, well, I drew a couple copies of Brawl. That's good. Also, Whirlwind Ulgra. Kind of a combo.
Insanity is no excuse for bad manners.
That's annoying. I like having Weapon Ulgra and Double Brawl, and they're guaranteed to steal at least one of those. 2-mana Brawl for a Clownfish. I have a Whirlwind for that. I doubt they would pick Minion here since they gave me a Clownfish that they know I don't care about.
You simply lack perspective.
Oh. Well, that's interesting. So Ulgra could gain 6 here. Should have 9 power. If she goes face, I have lethal. You gain 6 health, that's 13. She just has to go face before hitting both Macaw and Templar guy. That's a lethal. Let's go, Ulgra.
Magni versus Thrall.
For Doomhammer. For Cosmodon.
Bonker. The old double bonker.
I see you brought guests.
Probably don't want to play my 1/3. Garrison into bonk is pretty good. Get 2 cards guaranteed. Sanguine Depths. Good. I don't know how good it is for the curve, but nice to have always.
Always little time.
I completely forgot this card existed until the very end of the previous expansion. And now it's like my favorite card. It's so sick. It's just a dude smacking a whelp with a club. It's badass. Well, I think Acolyte is better than Bonker here. Because we can draw 2 with Acolyte. Well, I've drawn a lot of cards. But I haven't really accomplished all that much. I guess that's what Finley is for. The hand kind of sucks, so we can try to get a new hand. That is annoying, though. It's gonna have 6 health. Do I want to get rid of card draw with Finley? I mean, the Bonker probably doesn't even draw here. Unless I Whirlwind with it. Let's just go ahead and see what I draw. Galvangar still needs 15 armor. Let's just Finley. Conditioning is nice. Outrider's Axe, I think, is probably going to be the play here. Probably didn't want to draw 8 durability worth of weapons. But it's better than 0 durability. Not even totally sure that's true, but we'll say it is. So double conditioning makes each of these have 7 power when enabled. Pretty far from being lethal against Renathal Shaman. I have 2 draws that can execute here. And I know my bottom, like, 7-ish are not executes. So what, about a 10% chance? That sucks. And they evolved that, so now I don't even get that draw. Double man the cannons. Double man the cannons is pretty good here. Kinda scared of this, but I don't think it can be that good, right? They don't play any, like, scary taunts. Goldshire Knoll. Oh my god, that is scary. Might have to play a Crazed Wretch to kill that. Shut the fuck up, Shaman. That's a very, very sad Crazed Wretch. On its own, it's sad, and I have double conditioning in hand. Makes me want to puke. Imagine they just pulled a Clownfish off their frickin' Reveler. Or a Renathal, or a Gorlock Ravager. Or any of the cards they just drew off Gorlock Ravager. Or Snowfall Guardian, or a Denathrius. Wait, no, Denathrius would be bad too. Never mind, don't pull that one. I don't think Shaman uses Gadget particularly well. Riot probably doesn't do a whole lot for me. Could have made things a little easier a couple turns ago. I think we're just playing Rikara here. Maybe I draw 5 off this weapon. I don't think they can abuse Plague Maw. Decimator Olgra. Well, I currently don't have a Whirlwind, so she's not super good. She has 7 health. She does actually kill a lot of this. Could like shoot this, punch here, play Olgra. Have a 3-1 left over. Probably want her to get conditioned though. How many cards do I have in hand? 8. It's so hard to draw 5. Olgra just has so much potential to be better. But I just have too many cards in my hand. And the conditionings can still hit Trench Stalker, Grom, Remornia, Galvangar. Even the smaller minions are fine too. And I think Galvangar might be on the bottom of my deck. That's kind of annoying. I think Galvangar is on the bottom, but all the other stuff is not. Drawing up to 7, hero power, execute, draw 5. Believe that is the play. And then I could equip an Outrider's Axe. If I swing with it, I will overdraw though. Do I want to play Brawl?
There must be a way.
I don't. I don't want to play Brawl. Let's actually use this as the Executor.
Finish you off.
Well, that's interesting. Could give my Trench Stalker +4/+4 here. I'd probably prefer for next turn to be condition, condition, anima, anima, ice blood.
Unstoppable.
Oh, I was still assuming that I had hero powered this turn, but I had not, so I had more mana than I expected. Alright, well I'm happy to equip the Ice Blood Garrison this turn. That's fine.
Nature waits for no one but me.
Everybody's happy till the muck starts walking. Have they carpet? Frost bites sharper than fang.
Might have to brawl here. This board is kind of spooky. Okay. Let's just draw off that. And what an excellent draw it was.
100.
So all I'm really doing next turn is playing the 3 minions. So I wouldn't mind finding, I guess another Armor Smith is the only minion I could play. And that might be on the bottom of my deck, I don't really remember. You have 10 mana. What the heck? Alright, well, what's from the depths, I guess? Galvan Gar. So Trench Stalker should go up to 20 here. Very nice. That is only half of my opponent's health, though. Should have expected that. I do have an execute for it, though. Very, very good draws. I'm afraid you need to die. But also, you need to die. So, I mean, Grom into Trench Stalker is theoretically lethal. But they could have a Denathrius that heals for, you know, 30.
Time has come to dethrone our former master.
I think Trench Stalker is the play here. I kind of don't like doing the bigger damage one first, because then if they play Denathrius, it can just heal it all back up. But there's also just a very good chance, like Denathrius probably doesn't even clear this board, so I don't even know if it's a good play. That's not going to be good enough. Taunt Totem? Nope. So we have Grom. It goes up to 11. And we honorably kill the opponent, so we get the armor. Beautiful, beautiful. This deck seems to actually do okay against Shaman. Hi, Doug. Yo, Roxanne, reverse hollow. And a Mighty Inno.